Hey guys, today we are going to talk about fall glam and we are going to just dive right into it. As you can see, I'm wearing my festive fall flannel because it can't be fall without some flannel in PA. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the Stilla One Step Correct Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Primer along with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in the shade Champagne Pop. So I'm going to use the two of these together. I'm just going to use one full pump of the Stilla and probably like a half a pump of the Becca. And I'm just going to put these two together and work them together and blend them in all over. And the thing I like about this method is the Stilla does a color correction and the Becca does a highlighter, so it gives you kind of, you can see my skin's very shiny, but we're going to fix that here in just a second. But it just kind of gives you a nice glow to start your base, and you'll see why that makes a difference. Next up, I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in shade F6. I've been loving this foundation lately. It's $12. It is similar to the Tarte Shape Tape with its application, and I like it. It's a little more matte than the Shape Tape, but it does go on full coverage, and so far I'm liking the results. So I'm just going to put that on all over, and then I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Concealer in shade C3. This stuff's awesome too. It's $8 at Ulta. It covers beautifully. It blends nicely. I'm just going to put this under my eyes, tip of my nose, and in any of the areas that tend to be red on my skin. I'm going to use it to kind of highlight and camouflage. So once you look like that, then I'm going to take my Real Techniques Beauty Blender and I'm just going to blend everything in. So once you're all blended and you have it pretty much looking like you want, then I go back in and I correct over anything that I see is still needing to be lightened or brightened or covered. So I ate chocolate this week and I'm allergic to it. So I have some areas I need to cover. Isn't that concealer awesome? Makeup Revolution, I'm telling you. The price point's awesome. The product is amazing. Just saying. Alright, so once you're all blended and you have your foundation applied the way that you want it to be, the next thing that we're going to do is go all over with a translucent powder or a matte powder to set the foundation. So two of my favorites are the Mary Kay translucent powder or the Stay Matte Rimmel powder. This one runs about 16, this one runs 3. It's all about preference. It's all about what you like. So what you want to do is just dust this all over. And once you have that all applied, then I'm also going to take my damp beauty blender. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to dip into the powder and get some on here, and then I'm just going to press it into the skin under my eyes. And this will help it'll help decrease the creasing throughout the day and keep the coverage locked in. now that's on and we're good to go, then we're going to use our bronzer. I'm going to use the LUMI True Match L'Oreal Bronze It. This has been one of my favorites and I haven't really been able to use anything else right now. So, I don't know. I do like the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit also, but I like that this is a cooler tone. So here's what you do. When you apply your bronzer, you want to follow in a line that goes right here. So you want from the corner of your ear to the center of your lip, but you're not going to take it to the corner of your mouth. Whenever you take it down through here, you're just going to go about halfway. So you're going to draw a line with your powder. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to go across the forehead and down the hairline on the side. And this is going to look crazy for a second, but you'll see where we're going with it. So across the hairline. And then you want to just start blending it in. And you also want to make sure that you kind of include your ear with the blending, so it's not just random bronze outside the ear. And once you have your bronzer applied mostly around your face, then I take my finger into the pan and I go right down here on my lower lip. And it just gives a little bit of extra definition without looking like you're wearing bronzer on your lip. So just a little trick. I'm going to take a little bit more of that and I'm going to start from under my ear and draw a line here under my jaw. And the same thing on this side. And go down the neck. And you want to blend that all in. And once you have that blended, then I'm going to use the KKW brightening powder, and this is in shade 1, and it's kind of like a peachy pink shade. I'm going to take that also with my powder brush and get a generous amount, and I'm going to go under my eyes where I want to brighten, and down my nose, across my forehead a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit more and I'm just going to go here on the jawline. And my top lip. So now that we have that on, we can go ahead with our blush. And I'm going to use the Benefit Blush Bar. And I'm going to go in with the shade Dandelion. So I'm going to pick that up. And I'm just going to apply that right over where I did the bronzer, right above it I should say. And I'm also going to go across the top of my forehead and bring this into the apples of my cheeks. And I put some on my nose just to make it look a little bit more natural. I'm a blush girl. I don't really think you can have too much ever. Well, that's not true. You definitely can have too much. But that's where we're going to leave it for right now. Might add more whenever we get the eyes done. So for the next step, I'm going to zoom into the eyes. So let's zoom in. Good. Okay. We're going to take the we're going to take the Lancome La Base, and it looks like this. It's a little glass pot, and this is in shade 01. It's Beige Ivory. And I'm just going to take some of that with my finger. And let me get this to refocus. Okay. I'm just going to take some of this with my finger and put it over my eyelid and dab it on. And then I'm just going to blend it in with my finger. This stuff is amazing. It gives you a smooth base to start with. It is very important to prime your eyelids. And if you don't want to use a separate primer, then you can also use foundation and just set it with a powder before you get started. But this is a very important step. It helps your eyeshadow blend more evenly and easily, and it helps it last all day. So it's important to do that. Once you get the primer on, then you're gonna go in with your lightest shade. And I'm just gonna tell you, I'm so excited. I just got the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette. Look at the glitter. It is amazing. And look at these shades. I have not been able to put it down. This is one of my absolute favorite makeup brands, and I love the palettes that they come up with. This is definitely one of my favorites, if not the favorite. So I'm going to go in with Fresh. It's the lightest shade in the palette that's matte. And I'm going to take Fresh and go all over the eyelid and create my base. And once you have that dusted all over, then you're going to go in with a smudger brush. It doesn't want to focus today. Then you're going to go in with a smudger brush and pick up, for today, we're going to pick up Dystopian, and it is this deep brown shade in the palette. And take some of that on the brush and go along the lower lash line. And I'm going to take this out a little bit on the corner and do the same on the other eye. And once I have that on the lower lash line, then I'm going to go in with Slate. And it's kind of like a grayish taupe shade. And I'm going to take that and go into, sorry, picked up the wrong brush. I'm going to take Slate and I'm going to go into the crease. So once I get that in the crease, then I'm just going to go back and forth with the brush and load it up into the crease. And then I'm going to start blending it in. But I think I want to warm it up a little bit, so I'm going to go in with the shade Twig and do pretty much the same, but take it a little bit above the line that I just did. And blend. Two shades on, then we're going to load up the brush with the Dystopian shade and go in from the outer corner. So first I'm just going to kind of stamp it on, and then I'm going to move it back and forth and start blending it. use the line from the lower lash here to kind of be my guide for how far to take it over on the top corner of the eyelid here. So we're just going to build that up and blend it in and take it over. And then do the same on the other side. Stamp it in and blend. Once you have that pretty well blended in, then you're going to, or I am going to, take the shade Teak, and it's like a coppery, let's see if we can get this to focus. Not sure what's going on. We're going to take this coppery gold shade, and I'm going to put that right here in the center and work it over towards the outer edge. And same on the other eye. Start in the center, work it out to the edge. And once that's pretty well blended, then I'm just going to wipe off my finger here. And I'm going to pick up the shade. I don't know what I want to do. There's so many good options. I'm going to pick up the shade Rose Quartz and put that on my finger as well. And I'm going to start from the inner corner and go out. I'm going to blend that into Teak. Okay, and once you have that on, then you're going to take the first brush that you used and go into your lightest shade, and we're going to take that against the brow line here. Just to help brighten that up. And then I'm also going to go back in with the smudger brush and go against this dystopian shade, but I'm going to take the shade Twig, this kind of mocha shade, and I'm going to run that right below where dystopian is, just to kind of diffuse it a little bit. Okay. Once that's on, then I'm going to take the Urban Decay Glide On Eye Pencil. It's 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Stag. And I'm going to do my lower lash line. I don't know why this is not focusing. And then I'll do my lower lash line. So, zoom back in here. And I usually just go like this. You're not really supposed to pull, but I do. Then I'm going to do my eyebrows, and I don't see it down here. I don't have my eyebrow stuff down here. I will be right back. Let me run up and get it. Hang on. the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in soft brown and fill in the brows. Did anybody else overpluck as a child or a teenager, maybe I should say? Because I sure did. And now my eyebrows don't grow in for anything. I think I overplucked in high school and college. And I have a scar on this side. Here you go. Fun fact. When I was a kid, my brother and I were playing at this farm. There was a family friend's farm. And my brother was chasing me and I tripped and fell and hit my head on a rusty plow and it went into my eyebrow. So I have a fun little scar there forever. So now the brows are filled in. Just gonna do. Now we can do lips. Just kidding. Now we can do the eyelashes. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Maneater mascara. And I'm still using this sample from Ulta. I am loving this formula. It's pretty awesome. And the more I use it, the more I like it. And the more I keep using it out of all the mascaras I have, it's becoming my favorite. Look at that. My dog sounds like she's a tap dancer. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's running around upstairs. All right, eyes are done. So now we can do the lips. So when I think fall, I think reds and metallics and golds. So we're going to go in with the Tarteist lip paint. And this is in the shade Vibin. And it's amazing. Just wait for it. So this is a long wear matte lip. And I'm not even gonna lie, when you put it on, you have to be really careful. Because once it's on, it's sticking around. So you wanna make sure when you put it on that you apply it very evenly. Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck. Unless you have like a makeup wipe or something. As you're letting it dry, you know, you can go ahead and do things like put your earrings back in. Or my favorite thing, after you put the earrings in, if the earrings will cooperate, is let your hair down. I don't know if you guys have seen these little clips. They're not clips. They're like a bobby pin. But they're amazing. So you put them in the back of your hair and they stay all day and your hair doesn't move. And the coolest thing about it, it doesn't leave ponytail marks. So if you have long hair like me, it makes life so much better. because you can just transition, you know, with events and stuff much easier. Look at that. No ponytail lines. It's awesome. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching Fall Glam, and tune in next time. I think the next time we're going to do a little chat about brushes and application and what brushes work the best and what you should look for when you're picking them out. So I think that's the idea for next time. If you guys have something else you'd like to see, just leave it in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Bye.